What's up, crypto fam? Ladies fam, how are you doing today? Let me know in the comments down below. Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Woo Sunday here in Central Europe, guys. Sunny, chilly Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And what I have seen here on the screen, guys, Milady is almost 8% up on a one daily charts, guys. You know, volume is back above 3 million. You know, this is really amazing to see. You know, whales, Milady whales are back, guys. And they have announced their return with these kind of spikes to the upside. Who is buying huge amounts of Milady's, guys? Because this is definitely not the retail money, you know. You know, someone is either testing, you know, the explosion, or it's just the, you know, accumulation, big accumulation of the insiders, guys. You know, check this out. You can clearly see we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, guys. 10 huge spikes, 10 huge spikes on a one daily, guys. Yo, someone is buying heavily, you know. Someone is buying heavily, guys, and I will show you, you know, in a minute what's going on Etherscan. But this is not the retail money, guys. That's for sure. You know, but if we compare the Milady's volume with other meme coins today, we can see that we are nowhere close to Cock Inu yet. But what the hell is happening with Dogecoin on Mars? Look at that, 728,000 of a volume only for Dogecoin this weekend. You know, in the meantime, Milady's back, you know, above the 3 million, guys. You know, remember, Milady was at, I don't even know, I think it was something like 1.8 million, guys, at the lowest point, you know. But we have never been below 1 million of a volume. I don't think that has ever happened for Milady. You know, being below the 1 million has never happened for this coin. So what will you say about that, guys? You know, we are clearly keeping the volume up. Of course, we cannot be compared with Cock Inu because, you know, Cock Inu has literally no competition on the avalanche, so there's no comparison. In the meantime, guys, Milady has on Ethereum, because Ethereum has many meme coins on, but guys, the Milady is the one who is the most underrated on Ethereum, guys. So are you frequently prepared to see multiple god candles for this project, guys? It's gonna happen, guys, trust me. Before we go to some macro, guys, let's see what's going on Etherscan. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, 26,679. Guys, are you not entertained with this increase of new investors, guys? Wow, we have gained at least 14, minimum 14 new holders since yesterday. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, guys. You know, let's keep up the momentum. If we will continue gaining more than 10 holders per day, I mean, what else do we need? You know, we are clearly at the phase 2. If you go to the Milady's website, we are clearly at phase 2. Vibe and hodl. So we don't need to complain at all. This is amazing to see. And if we check out the top wallets today, guys, I still can see, you know, Bybit is at 15.2. So they are not going below the 15%. Interesting, guys. It looks like the manipulation phase is about to end, and I believe, you know, sooner rather than later, guys, everyone below the top 10 will start buying back heavy. You know, clearly some whales are already doing that. That's why we see so many spikes on a 1 daily charts, guys. This is just amazing. You know, Uniswap, guys, it looks like has took some profits, but only 0.2%, or they are just part of the manipulation strategy, guys. But you can see clearly BitGet is buying today back. They are at 154k. They have bought $2,000 more, you know, worth of Milady's. If we continue, BinchX is also buying today. They are at 58k, you know, back on the way to 60k. Bitrue and Lbank also both buying today. They are both at 28k. You know, really interesting to see. And also daily trading wallet of crypto.com is also buying today. So you can clearly see that all of these exchanges, you know, doing that work behind the scenes together. You know, even Binance is, you know, buying today. Binance is at 19k. But you know, you can clearly tell that, you know, it's either everyone is buying, guys, or everyone is selling when it comes to the, you know, below the top 10. So yeah, they are literally the market makers, guys. You know, they are literally the market makers, guys, and they are doing the work combined with the whales, you know, on leverages, guys. You know, of course we have some whales on leverages, guys, and they are you know, liquidating a lot of paper handlers, guys. You know, a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, you know, they are losing money on a daily basis because they want to trade meme coins, and it's deadly. It's really deadly, guys. But you know, I'm telling you, guys, it's either we are seeing, you know, huge accumulation of the tokens, or this is just, you know, these are just the tests for, you know, explosion that's gonna happen, guys, eventually. So, you know, it's either of those two. It's either of those two things, guys. But that's pretty much it when it comes to Milady today. Let's see what is going on with the macro news, guys. Japan is considering revising regulations to let banks hold and trade Bitcoin, guys. Bullish. Next on, we have Russian President Putin tells President Trump that Ukraine must surrender full control of Donetsk as condition for ending the war. So Ukraine is lucky that, you know, from today on, Putin only considers Donetsk, you know, only considers Donetsk as part of Russia. Because, you know, just remember a couple of weeks ago, at first, guys, what was the Putin demand? what was the Putin demand, guys? Back in August or July. He said that everything that Russia has gained, by force, has conquered by force, must become Russian. Those were his demands back in August. But right now we can see that Putin only wants control of Donetsk, which might be a good news for Ukraine, but of course I don't think Zelensky will agree, but he will need to give something, guys, because they are losing the war. That's how it is when you're losing the war. He should be happy that everything else could be Ukrainian back without them using the force, brutal force against Russians. If Ukrainians want to regain their land, they will need to strengthen their force. They will need to, get that land back by force, guys. It's simple as that. So how will they do that, guys? Of course, a lot of them are participating in this war from other countries, flying to to Ukraine to fight for them without the military experiences. Are you serious, guys? That's exactly what they are doing, guys. A lot of people volunteering in this war. It's insane. But of course, it looks like NATO is so scared of Russia. Without USA, NATO is screwed, So that's why everyone is relying on Trump. But Trump, he doesn't want to dictate what, European leaders should do, because it's their problem. And I understand Trump, it's of course of the European problem, but they are such a cowards, guys. European leaders are such a cowards, and I don't know how this war will end, I really don't know, guys, because Zelensky, I don't think Zelensky will agree to that, I don't know, man, even if everything else goes back to Ukraine, guys, except the Donetsk, I don't see that Zelensky will agree on that, because he still stands on everything that was taken, by Russians with force must be brought back to Ukraine, guys. That's those are words from Zelensky. So yeah, it is what it is. But let's continue. BlackRock CEO says the most important thing is to be in the market through the cycle. So is he hinting, on the bull cycle? Is, what if Larry Fink is really hinting with those words, that the bull cycle hasn't even arrived yet, Is that reality? Because that's exactly how I see that. BlackRock CEO says the most important thing is to be in the market through the cycle. This is clearly the sign that this cycle is not over. The cycle ends with the bear market. But Larry Fink is telling you the most important thing is to be in the market through the cycle, so it's not over. Come on, guys. Are you not entertained? The bull cycle hasn't even begun. It's insane. Like, yo, it's just the extended cycle. That's how it is. And, everything is delayed. Because we will probably get, the super cycle. And that means, I still stand with this prediction that the bull cycle starts, next month, and it's gonna last, it's gonna end somewhere in, probably around November of 2028. So It's gonna last at least 3 years, if you ask me. At least 3 years. But remember, we have elections in 2028. November 2028, guys. If Donald Trump runs again for president and wins again, I expect this bull cycle, you know, to continue, guys. Even throughout the 2029 and 2030. Yeah, guys, I truly believe that. You know, but he needs to win again. You know, the Republican candidate, even if it's not Trump, needs to win again, guys. We cannot let Demoritards win ever again, because they are so bad, you know, with the economy. You know, they are the communists, guys. They are really, really sick people, and they're gonna crush the market. You know, but Trump is doing everything he can to fix the economy, guys, and it's taking time. You know, that's why the cycle is delayed, guys. You know, but it's not over. It's not over, guys. Everything will be fine, guys. You know, we are entering the golden stage. You know, you just need to be patient. Vanek has filed with the SEC for an Ethereum staking ETF. Bullish, guys. Potentially even for Milady, you know, because, yo, I don't even know right now, you know, if Dogecoin has the ETF already, or it was just a rumor. But if Dogecoin gets ETF, what makes you think Milady will not get it? Especially if Milady enters the AI space, you know, in the future. Because I truly believe she will. You know, according to the dev team, you know, they've been teasing us with, you know, Milady AI agent robots, you know. They've been posting under the Elon Musk's posts a lot of stuff like that. So, you know, just be prepared. You know, Milady is that perfect project to start creating, guys, the Milady agents, guys, you know, beautiful agents for lonely men, guys, because, you know, the epidemic of lonely men will only increase, you know, because I'm telling you guys, you know, that's how it's gonna be, guys, believe me. Like, it's gonna be even more single people, guys, year by year. And I believe that's gonna be a huge profit if we go to that, you know, to that space, guys. You know, to the AI space for the lonely man, guys. I'm telling you. Yo. But let's continue. SEC share. Paul Atkins says the US is a decade behind on crypto and catching up is job one for the agency. I mean, yeah. You know, he's right. They are at least, you know, 10 years behind. But, you know, because of the... I truly believe, you know, the Bitcoin creator is the opposition of the global, you know, elites, the Rothschilds and you know, families like that. I'm telling you guys, the opposition of them has created the Bitcoin. And because they cannot defeat that, you know, because they cannot defeat the adoption of crypto, guys, they are embracing it right now, you know. But it's they've tried, guys, but they are joining us right now. This is crazy. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for today. What will you say, ladies and gentlemen? How do you feel about the markets today? You know, it looks good. It looks good, guys, but we are still in major losses. We are nowhere close taking the profits out. So even if it's green, you know, I'm still considering buying. If I'd have the money, guys, right now, I'm telling you, I would be buying no matter the green. You know, that's how bad this market was so far. You know, it's man, But stay patient, guys. You know what I'm saying? Keep buying if you have money on the sidelines, guys. You know what I'm saying? I love you all so much, and I will catch you in the next one.